This movie didn't work the first time. It was called Extramundane. It had no buzz, no momentum, no audience. So instead of pretending it didn't happen, I tore it apart, rebuilt it from the ground up, and re-released it as VACANT. Somehow that version just crossed 200,000 views on YouTube. This video isn't about going viral. It is about what I fixed, what I didn't, and why failure might be the most important part of indie filmmaking. Okay, let's start with the obvious. So Extramundane, the original title of this film, didn't fail because YouTube hates movies or the streamers didn't have it on their streaming platform and people didn't want to go see it. It wasn't any of that. It failed because I wasn't done yet. And so here's what happened. I had a distributor for Extramundane and it did okay. It was a $3,500 budget. I didn't make that money back with the distributor. It went up on Amazon, Tubi, a few YouTube channels. I knew as I saw the numbers start to taper off that I wanted to get the film back and see what I could do with it, having more experience now of making other films. So I did. I got the rights back and I was able to revisit the film that I haven't seen in a really long time. And it's funny when you watch something after not seeing it for so long, you really do, the errors rear their ugly heads. So originally this film was called Extramundane, which I thought I was being cute with the title. That actually means outside of this material world, which I thought for the film, if you've seen it, fit pretty well. But yes, I had plenty of jokes at my expense. It was my very first feature film. The very first one I ever did, and I shot the entire thing as a one-person crew. So I did the lighting, the sound, wrote it, I directed it, camera was on my shoulder, all of it was done by me. And then when I got to editing, obviously it was my first time editing a feature film outside of movie knowledge and reading some books, watching some YouTube videos. I was editing based off instinct. And what I came to learn after doing a few feature films now, there were some things wrong with the movie that I'm sure really turned audiences off. The tone consistency, the clarity of the plot and the pacing. I didn't understand any of that stuff yet, and I realized that after having the film be out, originally released in 2022, obviously 4 years have passed, so I got a chance to look at it with fresh eyes. And that's what nobody really talks about in this day and age of filmmaking, is just because you release a movie doesn't mean it's over, doesn't mean it's finished, it's done, can never be touched again. We now live in a world where when you release an indie film, the odds are you can get the rights back, you can get the film back and give it a second life. So here's what I did for VACANT. It's not a re-upload, but it is the soul of Extramundane. I was able to trim about 10 minutes out of the film from Extramundane to VACANT, and that severely impacted the pacing, the tension, the stakes, and how the film progresses. That also kind of reshapes the tone, and when I was making marketing material, the poster, the thumbnail, I was able to get a better feel of what this movie is and what it will be to audiences. And in doing that, I managed expectations. As Extramundane, people didn't know what they were getting into, they didn't know what it was about. With VACANT, when you have a title like VACANT and you have a poster, a thumbnail, that really does encapsulate the story, the mysteriousness of it, the stakes, what's going on, you can kind of gather the story from the poster. When all of that aligns with the film, I found that when an audience watches it, they don't feel like they were shortchanged. It wasn't just an amazing poster and then they go watch the film and it's nothing like the poster, nothing like the title. They don't know what they have to do with each other. But it has a very clear relationship between thumbnail, title, film. I also reframed the film. So if you look at the description, I talk a lot about this is a slow burn horror. This is a thriller and a mystery. I was just marketing Extramundane as a horror, so there was really no context. The posters were probably a bit confusing to audiences, so when they got in, they didn't really know what to expect. Again, I didn't change the soul of the movie. The bones of Extramundane are still here, but I did change the title, how it's perceived, how it's presented, but kept the soul of Extramundane in this film. The film didn't suddenly get better. I got better at understanding what I was presenting and how I was presenting it. I learned from my past mistakes and was able to go back and give it fresh life. Okay, here's the part people usually get wrong about YouTube numbers that I've learned. CTR is going to decrease. That happens because YouTube, as your film progresses in its algorithm, it goes to a broader audience. The amount of clicks you get is inevitably going to go down. You can't keep a high number. Mine stuck between a 5.8 and 5.4%. Pretty much the entire time, even beyond 200,000 views. The most important number is average view duration. So with a feature film, you really want that number to stay above 18 to 20 minutes. That means people are clicking on the movie, and they're not only clicking it, they're staying for 20-25% of the film, which again is a great thing to tell YouTube, hey, people are enjoying this, let's keep sending it out. And you will continue to see the climb in numbers as people continue to click your film and stay for a duration. The growth really wasn't explosive. I mean, the first few days, yeah, it jumped up pretty quickly, but it's just been sustained growth. It's just been YouTube continues to push it out, continues to broaden the reach, and people keep clicking and watching the film. And that tells me something important. People aren't just clicking out of curiosity now, whereas Extramundane may have been just a curiosity, oh, that looks interesting, what is this about? Oh, that's not what I thought. It's not that now. Now people, everything is aligned from thumbnail, title to film, that people are now interested in the actual product and watching the film. It wasn't a spike, it's just been a slow climb. There's something in Vacant that people don't notice the first time. At the end of Vacant, there's a book, and that book was actually my inspiration to make my next feature film, which is called The Book of the Witch. And that was my inspiration, was the book at the end. I thought, where did this book come from? And it propelled me to make a loose prequel, I call it, which is The Book of the Witch. It's a little bit more information about that book and where it came from. And now I approach every project differently. I'm looking at what is the thumbnail poster, what is the title, how does it tie into the film? If somebody watches the film, are they going to feel betrayed based off what they saw or what they're reading in the description? All of that really has to jive. And yes, it has to be catchy. It has to, flash and get people's attention at first. But am I following through with the film based off everything that they are seeing? I've made numerous short films, all of which are on this channel, from Incessant, which is one of my personal favorites, to Still Here, which is our most recent a demon catching short film. Now I'm really trying to integrate these ideas and thoughts about understanding film audience relationship to the work that I'm putting out on this channel. I don't believe in perfect versions anymore. I believe that everything evolves. So you get a second chance at a lot of things, especially indie feature films. When you have the rights, you can really look at what's the film I'm putting out and is it connecting with audiences on all fronts. If you're a filmmaker sitting on something that didn't land, don't delete it. Go back, look at it objectively, watch it, see where you can improve. There are endless tutorials on YouTube. You can go and really give your film fresh life. I did not do anything new to the film. Wanted to, didn't. Why? Because the sound mix had already been done. So this was kind of a trim or do nothing situation. With that, it kept me in the realm of the film, but just forced me to tighten it up and make everything a little bit better. So I'm not saying you should go out and completely recut your film. I'm saying look at it objectively, and there are ways to give it new life. Vacant exists because I didn't walk away from failure. I didn't say that was it. Extramundane didn't work, I'm done with it. I thought there's something here and I need to find a way to pull it out, and I did. If you're curious about Vacant, it's now for free on this channel. Give it a watch. Let us know what you think. Let's talk about it in the comments below. Let's talk about your film. Feel free to check out the other videos on our channel as well. And The Book of the Witch is now available. Thanks guys. See you next time.